The BlueCo group are looking to buy Santos, and in this video I'm going to talk about what's the situation like, what's going to happen, and how would it affect both clubs, and is this a good decision or a bad decision for Santos and for BlueCo, and how will it strengthen both sides. Now before I start, could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what other football videos you'd want me to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about if this is actually going to happen. There's rumours and there's a good chance of it happening, but you never know. And let's say BlueCo does go and buy Santos. The good thing is, if that does happen, is that Neymar could go and sign for Chelsea. Literally, we can get Santos players to Chelsea, and Chelsea, if they wanted to, they could put Esteval in a Santos shirt. They could have Cole Palmer in a Santos shirt. That's if they wanted to. Literally. But obviously, it's up to the player. But if they wanted to, they could. Now imagine if we're in January and Chelsea, they want to register players for the Champions League. We go to Santos and be like, okay, could we get Neymar on our team? They're like, sure, why not? And Neymar will probably be like, yeah, sure, why not? And we could have Neymar in Chelsea. I mean, that would be crazy. And that's one of the main reasons why I want BlueCo to go and buy Santos, just to have Neymar in a Chelsea kit. That would be so great. Imagine how much shirts we could sell. But anyways, imagine having Neymar in Chelsea. That's one of the main benefits, and I feel like with how this multi-club structure model works, is that one of the main benefit is you can get high caliber European players, like players who play at a European level, like Champions League level playing level. They could get them to Santos, and they could literally, have the best players, have players that probably would have outgrown South American football, playing for them. So you could have Premier League level players playing in the Brazilian league. That's a major benefit of what BlueCo can give to Santos. But on the other hand, for Santos, this is bad because the young players, they're players who have super high potential, and they've had a legendary academy. I mean, the two most notable players they've had is Neymar and Pelé. So imagine if BlueCo, owned them back then. We could literally have seen Pelé and Neymar in a Chelsea kit instead of Barcelona and the New York Cosmos. I think that was, I'm not sure, in the Cosmos basically. So basically, he went to America, Pelé. But basically, and that would be incredible. But I guess that would be a bad thing. But then on the other hand, you got to look at it and be like, okay, Santos, you're gonna let your other players go to Europe anyways. So what if they go to Chelsea? And I feel like Santos could really dominate with Premier League level players in the Brazilian league. And the way that BlueCo does it is they get really young players, and let's say they have really young players and they're not developing enough, or they're not at high level enough to play in Strasbourg or for Chelsea regularly. They could go to Santos and play for them regularly, and they get major game time and make major development in their games. And I feel like it's another great benefit of this BlueCo multi-club structure model for all parties. The only downside is that as a football purist, it totally ruins football. Like, Santos will just become a feeder club to Chelsea, and this is a club that is historic. That's one of the main reasons why I kind of don't want Santos. Obviously, I do want BlueCo to buy Santos, but same time, it just kind of ruins a lot of football, and you just see a lot of interchanging from Santos to Chelsea, a lot of shenanigans from Santos to Chelsea, and I don't think it's too bad for me personally, but I think it's ruined football. Man City are doing it; they've got clubs all over the world, and I guess Chelsea doing it are not too bad, but Santos is renowned all over the world, and they're basically going to become like Chelsea's C team, because Strasbourg is Chelsea's B team, and it's okay, but I feel Santos could do better, and I don't think they should. And even if they should, I think there'd be massive protests from the fans. But as you see in modern football, people don't really care about the fans. They can protest all they like. Then if they do sell them, they're not going to change it. And another thing is that they don't play in blue, and that's my major issue. because Chelsea and Strasbourg, they're both playing blue, and it's literally called BlueCo. They should have picked a Brazilian team which plays in blue. I think that's another major thing. And will this actually happen? I don't think it'll happen because of the fans. I know I said the fans don't matter that much, but in Brazil, I feel like they have a much bigger effect than they do in England and in other, top European leagues, except for Bundesliga. And I don't think BlueCo are going to end up buying Santos just because of how legendary they are. If it was a small Brazilian team, maybe we'd have a chance. But this is at least a top 4 or 5 Brazilian team of all time. I mean, lots of people know Santos, and that's one of the main reasons I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does happen, I think Santos would dominate, Brazil, and we'd get lots of, high potential Brazilian players going to Chelsea. I feel like it's a win-win game, but it does ruin sport, kind of. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think BlueCo should go and buy Santos? Let me know. Could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.